Welcome back to Yes to Tesla. Have you ever heard of the beastification for YouTubers? Essentially, it's where Mr. Beast himself has set a standard for YouTube. What does it have to do with Tesla though? Because Tesla has done the same thing for the EV network that we're in currently. It's called the Teslification. Ultimately, they have set this standard since they are first to market. As being the first to market, they're able to come up with the original charger. Now, the chargers that Tesla uses currently, a lot of automakers didn't start using that because they were like, well, we have to use our own and we have to have our Ford branded ones, our Chevy branded ones, our Rivian branded ones, our Lucid branded ones. But instead, they were all doing it incorrectly and wasting money. There's a lot of these EV companies that are losing money vehicle by vehicle, while Tesla is still able to drop prices, make cheaper vehicles, as well as set the standard for the industry to be able to go across. So now you have newcomers like Rivian and Lucid, companies that really came out of nowhere and would have had no business in the car industry ever had EVs not taken over. Now, obviously, we still live in a balanced network where there's a lot of gas-powered cars out there. There's a lot of major traditional Fords and Chevys and Toyotas and all these ones that are still making gas-powered cars, but they're dipping their feet into the electrification of the world. Now, are they doing it well? Some are, a lot aren't. Lucid and Rivian, I would say, are doing really well compared to Ford, Lexus, Toyota. They're the same thing with Toyota, Lexus. But you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of cars that they're trying to make work out. What I thought is me being in this car right here would be the same experience as if I got into any other EV. They should all have regenerative braking. But there are some that don't have regenerative braking. And there are some that have light versions of regenerative braking. I thought it would be instant torque because it's electric. You press the accelerator, you go. Makes sense. It doesn't need to combust and burn up fuel just for it to spark the power into it to make it go fast. It literally just transfers the energy from the battery to the motors and boom, you're good. Instant. There's companies out there where you can floor it and it literally will take a buildup for it to go, which makes no sense. But the Teslification has changed the industry for how you should make your vehicles while they're using molds. So ultimately, it's like a clamshell. Here is the top of a Model Y, here's the bottom of a Model Y. Let's boom, form them together, and that's the base model right there. That is where we have. So that's why when they're like, well, we need to make a cheaper vehicle, they didn't say, all right, cool, we're just gonna make a whole new vehicle with a whole new mold and have to go through all these new issues with early adopters. They said, no, we're gonna use the same exact mold but slim it down just a little bit and take out premium features, so that way it'll still be affordable to the everyday American, because that's what they're wanting. We want to be able to spend $20,000 to $30,000 for a vehicle as an affordable vehicle. Why not? Like me owning a Model Y right now, I like the Model Y currently as it is. If you start taking things out of it, it's not that I wouldn't like it. It's just now that I've moved forward, it's hard for me to move back to a vehicle like that and be satisfied with it. With the current Model Y that I have right now, I feel good. If I bought that car first and I didn't know anything about the Model Y as the regular, it wouldn't matter. I would be okay with it because it was a Tesla. Maybe I came from a smaller Toyota. Maybe I came from a mid-size SUV and I just wanted something more compact and more better. I would definitely move to Tesla. Why not? Now, the Teslification of the market right now as we currently sit is we have automakers that have got to put their charge ports in the front so they're not taking up two spaces when they come up to a supercharger. If you have the supercharger on Tesla, when you go there, there's stalls that say Tesla only charging. but there's stalls to the side where you can literally roll it up and you don't have to back in. You can just pull in and then you plug in. That's for other EVs. So there'll be 20 stalls available, and only 2 of those are those ones where you pull right up and boom, they get to connect. The rest are backing in. So if yours isn't on the correct side, you're going to be taking from over here and trying to stretch it over, and it's not going to work. So you have to pull it sideways for it to work. So now, especially places like Lexus are putting it on the correct side. So you literally just pull up and you can just put it in there. And also Porsche is also taking the same stance, is putting it on the left and putting it on the right. But do you notice that there's no stations out there that are Porsche only, or Lucid only, or Rivian only? Because the standard is Tesla. So if you're not at a Tesla supercharger, you're at everything else. Electrify America, was it Blink or is it Bing? I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's called Blink or something of that nature. I've never been there. I've just seen it while I was driving by at the mall the other day. So you see how EV makers are actually dominating what they didn't start in. A Tesla starting out of Silicon Valley and an experiment and all this stuff, and it's just a brand that'll never work, became the standard for vehicles. Now, as Tesla was getting established, they gave how to make a EV to all of the automakers out there to progress. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to progress the competition, so that way more competition means more people get interested, means more electric vehicles on the market. Seems counterintuitive, but it's not. It's actually a genius move. Also, we need these superchargers to be up to spec. So they fired over half their team of supercharger people, the people who are getting this stuff established, fired them. And they did that so other companies could pick them up and be able to get their own infrastructure. But instead, all they did was help out the competition of EVgo, Electrify America, Blink, and any other company that isn't Tesla supercharger. So Tesla seen that and started hiring some of the people back to the supercharging team. When you look at the map, I'm not sure if you understand how big the map is and how not knowledgeable the other people are. I understand traditional automakers are about the car itself and accessories. They're not about, oh, let's go make a supercharger, let's make this, let's make that. They're only about what they know the best. Now, Lucid and Rivian might be on this, I'm not sure, but as of right now, they don't have their own charging infrastructure. They're giving their own adapters, so you have adapters for everything. They're trying to put the charge port on the correct side so you can just pull up and be convenient. But at the same time, the 3 companies are the 3 best companies that you can be with as of right now. Now, it is like this though. So you have Lucid way up here, you got Rivian up here, and you got Tesla down here into the more affordable version, because they haven't figured out how to make their Lucid or Rivians more affordable because of all the features and all the things that they put in. They're like, well, how can we do it? We're literally barely making any money on what we have. How is Tesla doing it? Because they have molds. They're clamshelling it together. They're making sure that there's only panels. They don't have a bunch of employees inside these warehouses. They have a bunch of machines building machines out here. Computers building computers. And that's why they're trying to get this Optimus out there as quickly as possible, because guess what? We will have more computers building and assembling more computers versus having regular people in there. And that's what's going to take them to the next level and exceed well past any of the competition that exists now till into the future, almost to infinity, until people catch up. That's why Teslification has kind of ruined the entire EV industry, because they're the only ones that can consistently make money. Because yeah, sure, they gave you the blueprint on how to make the car, but traditional automakers go all around to make the car. They get some from this country, some from that country, build it over there, assemble it over there. That's a lot of outsourced money. Tesla is all in-house with very few parts that are from different countries. That's why you have the internet in the sky called Starlink. Currently, right now, we are using AT&T service, but in the future, it'll be all in-house with Starlink. Welcome to the future. And if you're in the market to buy your own brand new or used Tesla, make sure you hit that link down below. It really helps out the channel, but it helps you out even more. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and happy Sunday.